Is day number 25 of the YouTube challenge, and today I want to show you on fisherpedia.com is our law firm's online policies and procedures, and we basically everything we have at the firm from the head top to bottom is right here. Processes are laid out and tabbed, but today I'd like to focus on intake. So we have a new intake specialist coming on board tomorrow, and what we would do is you just scroll down to the intake tab here. And let's see here, one moment. So if you're having trouble finding it, you just go through the intake, boom. It will pull up all of the policies for intake, how to create an intake note, questions to ask. There's different questions for every practice area, so we'll take you through that. So depending upon the type of medical malpractice or motor vehicle wreck case, we have customized questions for liability and damages. So when you go into Lead Docket, which is our custom software for intake management, then basically what would happen is when you have a new lead, there'd be a customized drop-down menu that have all the liability and damages questions for each different practice area. So if it's a surgical complication case, you'd find out all these questions, and basically all the intake person needs to do is fill out the questions and the answers to each question in Lead Docket. So let's go back for a second. As we try to refine the process, we realize there's certain questions that are necessary for every intake, including smoking. So we create a policy about that, every single question, and then we take these questions, we add them into the intake drop-down menu in Lead Docket, and so every question, every case that ever comes through our door, these questions about smoking are going to be asked because that's such a pivotal question to ask in intake. And we keep refining this really frequently when there's something else that comes up. So you can see there's advertisements for an intake specialist that we have. The best way to get feedback about new cases, we have daily huddles, a daily meeting at 9:15 every day where the intake specialist will review new cases that have come in through the internet. We use Engage Live Chat, as well as new cases that are attorney referrals or just phone calls. And as part of the intake process, it's critical to document the source of the referral, so the attorney or the internet source of the lead, but also the statute of limitations. Really important. We need to know exactly what is the statute of limitations. So whenever there's any doubt, we create this. And if the intake specialist is not sure, they just type in the word statute of limitations in New York, and we have a policy that has the statute of limitations for every different type of personal injury and medical malpractice, toxic tort in the state of New York, including the deadline for notices of claim. So if somebody doesn't know what the statute of limitations is, there is no reason. Now, these are about 12 different categories of policies that we have just for our intake process. So when our new intake specialist begins tomorrow, she'll have already reviewed all of this, and she has. Even before the interview, she reviewed it. And so she'll be at least somewhat familiar with both our intake procedures as well as Lead Docket. And so it really helps in the training of new employees to have all your policies and procedures in one place. Lead Docket is fantastic. It's a software that doesn't cost much, and it's extremely good value. And fisherpedia.com, we used Brendan Ruane, R-U-A-N-E. He is the owner of Light Switch Advisors in Shelton, Connecticut. He built this website for us for a one-time fee, very reasonable, great to work with. I highly recommend both. So that's it for today. See you tomorrow.